A warm good morning to all. I welcome you for this lecture series in the course Basic Civil and Mechanical Engineering. So today we have a very nice topic and to discuss with Coimbatore is being the manufacturing hub of manufacturing industry, and it is well known for its foundry. So we will go into the foundry and see what are the basic things available. Normally, we call this foundry process as casting. So sand casting, the most widely used casting process, utilizes expendable sand molds to form complex metal parts that can be made of nearly any alloy. So we all know very well that we use electrical motors and pumps in our domestic purpose household pumps. In that we have a casing, a alternator, a rotor, and a shaft that is connected to the impeller, and the impeller is connected to the outlet. So the water from the ground level is being lifted up using this pump. So this pumps, the main body of the pump is being made out of casting process. So the sand casting process involves the use of furnace, metal patent, and sand mold. The metal is melted in the furnace and then ladled and poured into the cavity of the sand mold, which is formed by the patent. The sand mold separates along a parting line, and the solidified casting can be removed. So this particular picture shows how a casting process will take place in any foundry. So we have a pattern here, and this pattern is being prepared with the help of wooden pattern or wax pattern or anything else, other materials that is suitable for pattern. And we have a spoon-like structure, and this carries the molten metal. So the metal is melted in a furnace, and it is in the liquid state, and it is being poured into this runner so that the molten metal rushes through this runner, and there is a reservoir for molten metal and enters into the cavity. And this subway or this way is nothing but the gates. And according to this particular sand mold box, after the casting is being solidified, the liquid becomes solid, and this being departed both the boxes, and we are able to get the casting. So what is a mold? The physical model of the casting used to make the mold. When the pattern is withdrawn, it imprint provides the mold cavity. The cavity is filled with the metal to become the casting. This could be understood by the casting terms that is being explained through this diagram. So we have a block diagram or a sectional view of the casting box. The bottom of the box is called drag, and the top of the box is called cope, and we have an open riser, and there is a vent for air gaps, air bubbles to come out, and there is a pouring basin. It is a cup-like structure where the molten metal is poured into the sprue. Along the sprue, the molten metal rushes to the choke to avoid the effect of turbulence, and the molten metal flows here like oil in a tube, and this goes to the particular mold cavity. Cavity is nothing but the hollow space that is created for getting the shape of the product. And we have a parting line where the two boxes are being separated, and the whole thing is kept in a flask. So sprue, runner, gate, riser are very important part that has to be taken care of whenever the casting is done. So what are the steps in making sand castings is initially we have to prepare a pattern that resembles as the model, and we have to cut or make the cores, the hollow portions of any object that is in the casting, and we have to prepare the mold, that is cavity preparation, that is called molding. And the next process is we have to melt the metal and pour into the cavity. Finally, cleaning process. These are all the steps in making castings. And we have a small video link here. To that, we can see the whole casting video that will be interesting. You can watch it in your home and get the inference of sand casting. So with this, we'll end this lecture series. We'll continue the lecture series in the next class. Thank you for your patience.